Okay, so just starting by applying some embossing on a little board, and I'm using a leaf cutter. Just going to place that right here. I'm only going to make a leaf just for the purpose of demonstrating, and then I will add an embossing. Oh, I think I've done the leaf a little bit offside, so just let me put another one here. When I mean my offside, the base of the leaf was supposed to be in the center, not offside. So I'm just going to put another one right here. Okay, and then just going to place the flower in the center. Okay, again, just highlighting the edges of the flower. Okay, it looks a bit confusing for now, but it will make sense in no time. I'm going to pipe the leaves first, so just going to start with some green. Just getting my scissor to trim the end. The yellow, unfortunately the bag got broken, so I'm going to transfer some yellow into a piping bag, but with the green I would be fine just using the plastic bag. Just cutting a little hole on the end. I've got royal icing, which is soft consistency. I also have got a flat brush and some water in a tissue. I want the brush to be flat, not pointed, and I want it to be clean and a bit moist, so with just a little bit of moisture. And I'm just going to trace just the tip of the leaf, because this is what I'm going to see from underneath the flower, so I don't have to actually complete the whole leaf. So I'm just going to highlight this edging, and with my clean and damp brush I'm going to brush down the green towards the center, and just going to add some more green here. And we'll do the same thing, just clean the brush, make sure it's not wet, it's just damp, and from the center of the line I've just brushed, I'm going to go towards the center of the flower. Now I'm missing a little bit of green in here, so what I will do, just put a bit through the center of the leaf and just spread the other way, just because I want this area to be filled with green. Okay, and then I've got one more bit to complete in here. Again, just squeezing some icing. I can squeeze a little bit more as it's just a small area to cover. Again, clean the brush and just brush down to complete that area as well. I'm going to explain more about how it works when we'll work on to petal. But for now, I'm just going to complete those little areas. So just be brave and put a little bit more royal icing. I will always suggest to work on small sections rather than trying to highlight the areas of the whole leaf. Just to do a little bit at a time, because if you do too much in one go, it will dry. By the time you actually end up working on that part, the royal icing might be ready dry. Okay, good. So let's go to the flower now. And we've got larger petals, and it will be easier for you to see what's happening in here. Just going to transfer some of my icing, because if I try to use this bag, as it got broken in the end, the tip of the bag is broken, it will release too much icing in one go. Okay, I'm just going to snip a little hole on the end of this bag, and I'm going to start highlighting one side of the petal. As I said, just one side at one time. Then I'm going to get my brush. The consistency of the royal icing, as I said, is soft, not runny, but soft. Brush, clean and moist. And I'm going to insert the brush in the center, halfway on the line I've just piped, and I will brush down towards the center of the petal. So just from the center, from the middle of that line towards the center of the petal, always aiming to get a line in the center of that petal. And going just to pipe another string of royal icing, and the same way. Yeah, when I say start brushing down from the center or the middle of the line, I'm referring to, say, this is my line. So I'm not going to start from the top. I'm not going to start from the base. I'm going to start from the center, so that when I go down, I kind of create that highlight like in the brush embroidery. And what I really want is just to brush down once and go to the next movement, instead of just brushing in the same spot for multiple times. Okay, so let me wipe off this mess and carry on with the next petal. Again, just half of the petal. Now, if you work quite quick, you can pipe both petals, but if you're a beginner, I would suggest you to start with half petal at one time rather than piping too much of that royal icing. Okay, again, and then just going down this side. And if I've got a bit of a area not covered, I can brush here with no kind of a rule in place. I just want to fill the area with some yellow. I can put a little bit more in here. It's just like painting. That's not going to have a brush embroidery effect. It would be just filling in with color. Turning next petal, again, just going around. And as you can see, I'm not squeezing regularly. It's quite a thick line, as you can see. But from the center of the line, I've piped towards the center of that petal. One stroke and stop. I don't want to go in the same place for multiple times, because I'm just going to lose the effect. The only area where I can play with the brush is the center of the petal. The cutter is quite big, to be honest. I've picked a big one just to be more visible on the screen. Okay, and then again, you see I'm squeezing quite a lot because the petal is large, and I have to just drag. If I will imagine this is the center of my petal, I have to come all the way from here to that center. Yeah, and then same from here to the center. And the very last one. Okay, just missing a little bit in here. Again, just brushing down. And again, same in here. Good. Now right here on the center, got some yellow, but also I'm going to use some sprinkles to complete the center. And to highlight and give a little bit more definition to this flower, I'm going to start from, which one was the first petal I've created? I think it was this one. Just going to drag with a toothpick a line through the center. Yeah, just highlighting the center of the petal, and I don't want to put a straight line. I want it a bit curved. Oops. Okay, and same in here, just a little bit, so I don't want to go over the edge. What I can also do is just to go in between the lines and just shave off some of that royal icing. Well, it's going to bring up some of my fondant from underneath. It just looks even better when it dries. And when it dries, you can also just brush with some color if you want to, but obviously you need to remember every single movement you apply, everything that you do extra, it's going to make it to look nicer, but it will take time. So if you want to keep it into a low budget, save your time. Okay, and now with the little pearls, just going to complete that center. Oh, the pearls went all over the place. Just going to push them with my brush towards the center. I usually use a little tool. It's the smiley tool you normally use to add the smile on the figurines. You can use that one to pick up the pearls and set them in the right place. Okay, but that's my little, it's not that little, but it's just a small brush embroidered flower.